Hello everyone, my name is Venkat Krishna. Today I am going to explain to you all about the rate analysis for RCC slab. First of all, what is a rate analysis? Rate analysis is the expenditure cost analysis for each and every item of the work. Trust me guys, it is very simple procedure. Follow me till the end of the video. You will be having a great idea about the process. Next, what is an RCC slab? RCC slab is a topmost structural member. Like it is a very top of the structural member, and it transfers the loads through bending to the beams existing on the other sides of the slab. It simply looks like a plate which having a lot of 2D dimensions, and its third dimension is pretty low. Here we have given slab dimensions of 3 by 3. That means length is 3 meters and width is also 3 meters. Slab thickness is given as 120 mm, which means this is the thickness which they have given to us. Area of the slab can be calculated by simply multiplying the length and breadth of slab. We have got 9 meter square as the slab area. Volume for the slab can be calculated by just multiplying the area with the thickness, because area we have got 2D, and just by multiplying with the other third dimension we can get the volume by simply multiplying length, breadth and depth. Here we have done length into breadth by as area, and we just have to multiply with the thickness of the slab. By doing so, we got 9 into 0.12, and finally we got 1.08 meter cube as the concrete volume that we have required. Next, when we add water to the concrete mix, dry volume concrete mix will become shrink due to voids filled with water. Air voids gets eliminated, so volume reduction happens. To prepare 1 meter cube of wet volume concrete, we requires 1.55 meter cube of dry volume concrete. This is given by some field experiments. In the question, we have given cement ratio as 1:1.5:3 concrete ratio. So in this, 1 is the cement, 1.5 is the sand, and 3 is the coarse aggregate. For every 1 unit of cement, we need 1.5 units of sand and 3 units of coarse aggregate. Dry volume of concrete is going to be, what we require is, wet volume is required is 1.08 meter cube. We simply multiplied with 1.55, we get 1.674 meter cube of dry volume. For slab construction, we use RCC, which is reinforced cement concrete, where we have cement, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate and steel as the reinforcement. It gives extra strength to the concrete. Cement requirement can be calculated by dividing the cement's ratio with total ratios of all the materials in the concrete multiplied by the required volume of dry concrete. We get 0.305 meter cube. Cement density is 1440 kg per meter cube. So we just multiply this meter cube value with 1440 kgs, we get 438 kg of cement we need. And also per bag we have 50 kgs. We are going to get 50 kgs bags in the market, so we divide 438 with 50, we get in bags we got 8.77 bags. We round it out to 9 bags. Next we have fine aggregate, which is sand. We can calculate its quantity just by dividing its ratio, the total ratio, and multiplying it with the volume which is required. We get 0.45 meter cubes of sand which is required, and we know that sand's density is 1.6 tons per meter cube, so we just simply multiply with 1.6 and we get 0.733 tons of sand is required. Next we calculate the coarse aggregate quantity. For our coarse aggregate quantity, we just divide its ratio with total ratio and multiply with the volume which is required. We get 0.915 meter cube. For coarse aggregate density, we know that 1.55 tons of per meter cube. For every meter cube of volume, we have 1.55 tons of coarse aggregate. We simply multiply with the volume and we get 1.418 tons of requirement of coarse aggregate. Next we are going to calculate the steel, which is the reinforcement in the slab. Quantity of steel is, we assume it as 1% of concrete volume, so we just multiply it with the wet concrete volume, and the steel density is 7850 kg per meter cube. For every meter cube volume of steel, we are going to have 7850 kgs of weight, so we just multiply it with 7850, we get 84.78 kgs of steel required. We rounded it to 85 kgs. We are going to need 85 kgs of steel. For rate analysis, we just have to draw a table showing quantity or number, unit rate. Per means which shows the unit rate for a quantity, for a unit. Amount will show the total rate by multiplying the unit rate with the quantity or a number. First we start with materials. In the materials we got concrete. For concrete preparation we need cement, sand, coarse aggregate. For cement we already calculated, we need 9 bags. Per each bag we are going to have 450 rupees per bag, and we multiplied with 9 into 450, we get 4050 of amount for the cement. In the same way we just multiply 0.73 tons of sand with each ton rate, we get 565.75 rupees of sand required. And coarse aggregate, we got this much of tons and its rate is going to be 930 rupees per ton, and we just multiply with the volume weight, we get this as the its total amount, and we just add it up and we get total material cost is going to be 5930 for concrete itself. Next we are going to calculate it for steel reinforcement. Here steel HYSD bars are used. We require 84.75 kgs per kg. It is going to be 60 rupees per kg. Total rate is going to be 60 into 84.75. We are gonna get 5086. For wastage we consider 2% of wastage, so 0.02, it is simply 2% into 84.75, which is the volume of, which is the weight of steel. We are going to get 1.69 kgs wastage. We are going to multiply it with unit A cost, so we got this. For binding wires we consider at rate 1% of HYSD bar weight, then we get 0.84. This 0.01 is given because 1% means 1 by 100. 100 is not nothing but 0.01. So we get, so the rate, unit rate has changed. You need to consider, because bending wires are costlier than the unit steel per kg. We just have to multiply and we get this as total steel value 5247.4 rupees. Total material cost, just simply add steel and concrete material cost. We are going to get 11,179 rupees. Next, we are going to calculate the rates for workmen or women. There is no gender bias. We are going to consider both. So for mason is a skilled one, so he is going to have more value for his work, but you have to consider that his job is needed less in the quantity, but his quality of work is more. For our requirement, we require 1.08 meter cube of work. In this work, his share would be 0.2 only. 20% work he is going to do it. So per day 900, we just simply multiply with his share and the total work, and we are going to get 194.5 as 0.2 into 1.08 into 900. In the same way, Mazdoor is the one which is going to construct, and he doesn't need that much of skill, but he have to know some level of knowledge about the construction. His contribution is going to be 100%. We just have to multiply all this. Per day he is going to have 800 rupees, and we got 864 as his total. For a helper, his share also less, but he got 750 because he doesn't have any skill. He just do a manual and physical work, and we get 162 rupees as his total. And for bending, cutting, binding, placing of reinforcement, we are going to need bar benders and his helpers. For our quantity, 0.85 tons of quantity, he gonna need not 0.85 tons, 0.085 tons, because 85 kgs divided by 1000 is going to be 0.0859 tons. Okay, sorry. Okay, these bar benders just do 0.5 ton work per day only. Per day they get 950 rupees. So our total work is 0.085 tons. So we just multiply it with 0.85 with his rate and divide it with the amount of work he is going to do, and we get 161.5 rupees. Total labor cost is going to be 1382. Okay, next we are going to calculate sundries at the rate 3% of labor cost. Sundries are nothing but the cost expenses which are not to be considered, like small petty expenses like their food, water and cleaning and transportation of labor, etc. So we just have 3%, 3 by 100 into the total labor cost. We are going to do 42 rupees as a sundries total cost. After adding that sundries, labor cost and material cost, we are going to get 12,603 rupees. Overhead charges are the charges that is going to be like rents and material acquisition and material safety, electric usage. Those are going to comes under overhead charges. They have 50% share, so we just multiply with 15 by 100 into total cost. We get 1891 as overhead. Total cost after the overheads, we are going to sum all this and we get 14,496 as the total. And then we all do this for the profit only. So the contractor share, profit share would be 10%, 10 by 100 into the total cost, and we are going to get 1449.6. We rounded it to 1450, and we add all this, we got total as 15,944 rupees. Okay, thank you. That's it for today.